What's up, Falcons Nation? It's your boy Jew coming at you with another Atlanta Falcons video. As always, Falcons Nation, rise up. In today's video, I'd like to talk about Desmond Ridder, but if you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you'll know when I've done Atlanta Falcons content, hit that like button for your boy. I do appreciate each and every one of you guys for your continued support, continuing to share out my content on all the social media platforms. If you'd like to follow your boy on Twitter and Instagram, you can follow me at Jew Talk Sports. If you'd like to donate to my channel, you can donate to my Cash App, which is the $ Jew Talk Sports. And if you'd like to be a part of my Jew Talk Sports membership, you can hit that join tab here on the channel as well. With that being said, let's jump right into the video. So I mentioned in today's video, I do want to talk about quarterback Desmond Ridder, and is Desmond Ridder's days in Atlanta done? Personally, I don't believe that Desmond Ridder's time in Atlanta is done because we did fire Arthur Smith and bring in a new coaching staff with Raheem Morris, a new offensive coordinator, and Zach Robinson. It's going to come down to those guys, and if those guys believe in Desmond Ridder. I'm not too sure what Zach Robinson feels about Desmond Ridder or how Raheem Morris feels about Desmond Ridder. But personally, I continued to say last season that you can't develop a quarterback within one season, that you have to give quarterbacks time to develop. It takes like 2, 3, 4 years for a player to fully develop. And I really feel like Arthur Smith did Desmond Ridder a disservice last season by continuing to bench him. He never fully committed to Desmond Ridder and gave him the keys to the franchise and allowed him to be that starting quarterback. And I really feel like if he would have allowed the season to play out, we would have a better understanding of if Desmond Ridder is the guy. But because he never stood 10 toes down of making Desmond Ridder that starting guy, the offense never found a rhythm. And I really feel like a lot of that came down to the coaching of by Arthur Smith, by Dave Ragone. I felt like they put this team, the young players, in bad positions, especially Desmond Ridder. Late game, they're putting him in situations where we're already in field goal range, where you're throwing the football. They were just putting him in, bad situations. And I really feel like with this new coaching staff, with Zach Robinson coming over from the LA Rams, their offense is predicated on getting the ball out of the quarterback's hands and allowing your guys to run after catch. Guys like Cooper Kupp, guys like Puka Nacua, the running backs. If you look at that Sean McVay offense and that Zach Robinson, he comes from that Sean McVay Shanahan tree. We're seeing it right now with the San Francisco 49ers that are currently in the Super Bowl. Brock Purdy is not the greatest athlete. Brock Purdy is not the best, doesn't have the strongest arm. He was Mr. Irrelevant, the last pick in the draft, and he was able to outplay Trey Lance and overtake the first round pick of the San Francisco 49ers to become their starting quarterback. So this is why we consistently say, and this is why I consistently say, that you don't have to have a top tier quarterback to be in a Super Bowl or even to win a Super Bowl. The 49ers in position facing the Kansas City Chiefs to win a Super Bowl with Mr. Irrelevant that they drafted the last pick in the draft. So that just goes to show you, if you're patient, if you fully buy in to a player and put players in positions to succeed, similar to what Kyle Shanahan has done with the 49ers of building a strong defense. Both him and John Lynch have built a complete team around Brock Purdy, and we're seeing it pay dividends. So I feel like the Falcons are not far off from doing that. We have a lot of talented offensive linemen and offensive players around Desmond Ridder. I feel like we're missing a couple key pieces, and I really feel like whoever your coach is, they have to buy into the quarterback. So I really feel like if Zach Robinson believes in Desmond Ridder, I really feel like he could possibly put him in positions to succeed, put him in better position than Coach Arthur Smith was able to put him in. I really think that we could possibly see if Desmond Ridder is that guy. Now, I'm not stating that Desmond Ridder is that guy. I'm not too sure, and I would be fine with the Atlanta Falcons drafting one of these guys in the draft. But if they don't want to trade up in this draft and try to go after, a Jaden Daniels, and try to go after a Caleb Williams or one of those top tier quarterbacks that are in this draft, I could see them sticking with Desmond Ridder, continuing to build the team around him. Because as I mentioned, if you looked at this past playoffs on the NFC side of the bracket, You literally had Jared Goff, who I don't believe anybody is going to say is a world beater at the quarterback position with the Detroit Lions, and Brock Purdy. Those two guys were in the championship game. So this is why I consistently say build a complete team, and that would lead to success. So with Desmond Ritter, to me, when I look at his stats, when I looked at his stats, he's a guy I believe that's 8-9 as far as out of his quarterback record of his wins and loss record. He's 8-9. Last season, I believe he had 12 touchdowns and 12 interceptions, had about 64% completion percentage, and that's pretty much average. So that's pretty good in the league. If you're completing over 60% of your passes, that's pretty good in the league. You want to be completing anywhere around 60 to 65% of your passes. So with just looking at his first year of starting, he looked pretty well, did pretty well last season. He had us in positions to win a lot of the games. It was just the small, intricate details, the turnovers, the fumbles, the interceptions, and then the late game situations, the coaches not putting him in positions in those late game situations to be able to win those games. So I really feel like if Zach Robinson sees something in Desmond Ritter, if Raheem Morris, if they really believe in him, I really feel like he does have a chance to possibly still be that guy that could be the quarterback for this Atlanta Falcons team. But it's all going to depend on the direction that Raheem Morris and these guys want to take this team. But if they, decide to stick with him, I do believe that will bode well as far as us being able to continue to build the team, because Desmond Ritter right now is only on like a 5-year deal, 4 or 5-year deal, but he's only making about $5 million. So, with that being said, we know how much capital, quarterbacks take and how much of the salary cap that they take up. So it may be a good idea to give Desmond Ritter at least one more season and for him to prove that he's not the guy. Because I really feel like last season he didn't get a fair shake. I don't feel like last season we really still know whether he is or isn't the guy. I really feel like we have to give this man the keys to the franchise and allow this guy to play a full season before you can really make that determination of if he is the guy and if he's the guy that you want to go with moving forward. But even if the Falcons does decide to draft one of these guys, maybe you sit that rookie quarterback for the first year and you allow Desmond Ritter to play, and all that's going to do is build his capital as far as a trade. So if Desmond Ritter plays well, you could either trade the young quarterback that you drafted, similar to what the 49ers did with Trey Lance, or you have the opportunity of trading Desmond Ritter. If he doesn't pan out, you could possibly trade him to another team. Even if he performs well, you could possibly trade him and then, go with the younger guy that was sitting. So it's a lot of different directions this Falcons team could go in. But you guys give me your thoughts on Desmond Ritter. Do you think that Desmond Ritter could be the quarterback for this Atlanta Falcons team? Should the Atlanta Falcons give Desmond Ritter another season to prove that he isn't the guy for this Atlanta Falcons team? Personally, just looking at Desmond Ritter last season, he proved that he can make all of the throws. He proved that he's a dual threat, that he can use his legs at times. And to me, he proved that he was a pretty competent NFL quarterback. The only thing that I've seen is he's just going to have to cut down on the turnovers. And I really feel like that's something that can be learned, as far as if you put your quarterback in the right situations, in the right positions. I feel like the turnovers, that comes with experience. So with that being said, this being your boy Jew, I have a lot more content coming for you guys. But as always, Falcons Nation, rise up, be blessed. Peace.